In this video, I will be talking about the last learning objective of chapter 16, that is appropriate sample design. So what will be appropriate sample design? That actually depends on a number of factors. For example, degree of accuracy, first of all. So how much a researcher is tolerant towards the degree of error? How much tolerant a researcher is towards sampling and non-sampling errors? And you understand that if a researcher is in early stage of research and doing some exploratory type of research, probably researcher is more tolerant to error. Researcher is not very much concerned about degree of accuracy. In that case, the researcher might use sampling like convenience sampling. However, if a researcher is doing causal research or a later stage research where researcher wants more accuracy, then a researcher might be using systematic sampling or stratified sampling. Then resources and time are also critically important in determining a sample design. For example, if a master's student is doing a master's thesis, probably a stratified sampling or multi-stage area sampling will be too much expensive and too time consuming for him. So in that case, these master's students probably will be choosing a convenience sampling or a judgmental sampling or purposive sampling. Also, what sampling design you use depend on how much information you have about your population. You understand that sampling design like stratified sampling or systematic sampling needs a very clear sampling frame or a very clear list of your sampling elements. And also, you need to have good information about the status of the sample. If you do not have this information, you cannot implement the sampling design. So probably you will end up using the convenience sampling or judgmental sampling. However, if you have clear information about your sample, about the status, about the proportion of the pertinent characteristics, then probably you can use sampling designs like a stratified sampling. Then also, if it's a national project or local project, will determine what sampling design you will be using. If you are conducting a local project, probably multi-stage area sampling is not suitable. However, if you are doing a national project, the multi-stage area sampling can be a suitable one. I just would like to relate out today's discussion with your assignment one. In your assignment one, probably you will be doing a survey. That means you will be proposing a survey, in fact, and you may need to choose a particular sample design. So what I will suggest that first of all, you read all the sampling techniques. You try to develop an understanding what are the advantages and disadvantages of each of the sampling design. Then you choose one for your assignment one. Keep it in mind, just mentioning that I will be using probability sampling or non-probability sampling is not right, because only probability sampling or non-probability sampling doesn't make sense until you specify what probability sampling and what non-probability sampling you will be using. And first of all, you justify that this is the sampling design I will be using because it has this advantage, and also recognize if there are any disadvantages and mention that how you will handle these disadvantages, and also try to cite some previous studies that have used this sample design in a case you are researching. So that's the end of this learning video, and please don't hesitate to ask me questions through discussion board or emails if you have any relating to the sample design. Thank you very much.